Hey everybody, thanks for checking out another video. My name is Anthony, and in today's video we're going to be doing a quick beginner's guide into Premiere Pro. By the end of the video, you're going to be able to put together an entire video all on your own in Premiere Pro. We're going to be going over things like how to import footage, how to make a sequence, how to make titles, and how to export that to make a completed video that you can upload to YouTube. And we're going to try to do it in just 10 minutes. Can it be done? Thanks again for checking out this video. My name is Anthony, and I make videos that I hope will teach and inspire you to make better videos. If that's something you're into, consider subscribing to this channel and hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I upload. If you get anything out of this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up and tell me about it in the comments. Let me know what you got out of it. Now we're here on the desktop and I'm using an iMac, so if you're using a Windows machine, some things will transfer differently from what I'm actually doing to what you're doing. But let's go ahead and jump in. We're gonna go into our applications and open up Premiere Pro. Now, once Premiere Pro is open, you'll come to a screen like this. What we wanna do is to open a new project. When I'm teaching something, I like to teach you to do it the best way. And so the best way to do anything is to do it in an organized fashion. So we're gonna go ahead and organize this. I've already made a folder for this project. So I'll go there and then I'll create a new folder and call it project, and I'll choose that one and put it in there. Call this Learn Premiere Pro in 10 minutes. When you come into Premiere Pro, whatever panel you used last will be the one that's on here. By default, it comes in on the editing panel, but I used the graphics panel last, so that's why it may look a little bit different than you. In order to change those panels, you can go up here to Window, Workspaces, and just choose any one of these panels. They're also located right here for convenience, just right up at the top. Start off on Edit, that way you can follow along. The next thing we need to do is import our footage. What we need to do is to do some organization, so we can make a new folder here and call it Footage, and then we can drag in all of this footage. Another way to do it is to start empty and just drag that whole folder in, and it'll create a folder automatically with all of that footage. But know that you can do it both ways, because if you're working on a project that already has folders in it, sometimes you'll want to add a folder and add more things to it. Now we're going to make a new sequence. There's a few different ways we can make a sequence. First way is to go up here to File, New, and then New Sequence. You'll see right here there's a shortcut for that, which is Command N. Now we're going to have all these options to choose. I shot using 1080p at 23.976 frames per second, but there's an easier way to do it, and it matches your footage every time. So I can just take my footage and move it into your timeline window, and it will automatically make a new project for you based on the clips. You can also do that by right-clicking on a piece of footage and New Sequence from Clip. I don't really want to use this one. It's really easy to rename these as well. So I'm going to rename this one by just clicking into it and calling it Learn Premiere Pro in 10 minutes. I like for this to live on the outside of my folder all on its own right here. Now I'm going to take the rest of my footage and throw it in here. So we don't need this one and we don't need this one. We're gonna scrub through these and figure out what we're gonna be doing with it. Okay, so we've got our 3 video files that we're gonna be working with here. Let's go ahead and just select all of those and drag them to the beginning of the timeline. One simple thing that you're going to start off wanting to do is to cut off the beginning and end of your videos. In order to do that, you can just go over here and select the razor tool. You see a little pop-up that comes up that says parentheses C. That means that C is the shortcut to get to that razor tool. We can click it here and cut that beginning, and we can go over here and cut the end. And then we can click over here to the selection tool, and you can see in parentheses it says V. So if you hit V, it's going to select the select tool. Once we select the parts of the video that we don't want, you can just hit delete and it goes away. One really cool shortcut that I talked about in my last video is to hit Option and delete. and then it will delete that section of the video and make everything else in the timeline that was ahead squeeze in and butt up right back to your playhead. Now I messed up in the beginning of that, so instead of just cutting this part out, so I want to start from right here. The select tool actually turns into an edit tool once you scroll and hover around the beginning of the video. So once you see your mouse turn into this little arrow looking tool, you can grab the beginning and just move it up. Now I want to drag this intro to the beginning of my timeline, and I can do that by clicking and dragging, or I can select all of the dead area, right click, and say ripple delete. Now we're going to do something similar over here in this part. Now we've got an intro, the body, and the outro set to go. I'm going to show you some really simple things that you can do to make this just a little bit better before we export. The first thing we're going to do is add a transition to the beginning. We're going to do a crossfade from black to the video. Where you're going to find the crossfade is in the effects tab to the left bottom window. We'll click in effects. We're going to go to video transitions. We're going to go to dissolves and crossfade. Just click that and drag it over to the beginning of that video. Now it starts from a black screen and it's going to cross dissolve into my video.
Welcome to my epic tutorial intro.
Now what I want to do here is I want to put a really simple intro in between my intro and the body. So I'm going to just take all of my footage here, move it out. For this empty spot, I'm going to put a simple title. We can just click on the type tool and literally just put that type tool anywhere on my program monitor, and we can just start typing. What this did is we just created a graphic, and if you zoom in the timeline, it actually created something. It's not footage, but it's something. It only lives in the timeline. So we're going to take this and we're going to get our select tool back and select that and just move it to where we want it to go. Now you can go deeper into making this exactly what you want by going into the graphics panel. You can click on the type and actually put it exactly in the center right here with your aligning tools. You can change fonts, and then just to add a little bit of kick, I'm gonna go to story blocks and grab some video. Let's type in epic and see what pops up. Oh, that's epic. I like that. So I'm going to drag this back into my footage. I'm going to organize everything to the best of my ability, and I'll put this also in my footage folder here. Now, if I open that up, I can see it here. And you see how if I tried to put it here, it would block the footage that's already in the project. So I'm going to put it on a new video layer so that nothing else is touched. And I'm going to drag this end down and then put it underneath my text layer. And the last thing we're going to do is to add some music to the video. Let's do that in our audio panel. So we're going to switch over to the audio panel, and you'll notice you'll see a Soundstripe window pop up. And that's because I use Soundstripe a lot for my videos. They have incredible music for your videos. And what's really cool about this is you can add it to your Premiere Pro and not even have to go to the website in order to do it. But since you guys probably don't have this, we're just going to go to the Soundstripe website. Let me go back to my edit panel. I can drag that music folder into my project. Now I've got a music folder and I've got the music that was in it right there. If I play this, the music is going to be way overpowering. Adobe has done something really cool where you can go into the audio panels, select the audio track that you want, go over here to the essential sound panels to edit, then you're going to click on what this piece of audio is. That's my music track. So I'm going to tell Premiere Pro that this is music. Now I'm going to go to loudness and hit auto match. And then I'm going to select all of this. We're going to tell it that it's dialogue. Then we're going to say auto match that. So now when we play it back, it should be just about right. And as long as this button is on, you'll see it kind of snaps. I can be a little bit off on my mouse, but it'll snap to the end, and that's what I want. So hit in there, and now I will select my select tool and delete that out. For the audio fade out, I'm actually going to make some volume adjustments using keyframes. So if I want to make a keyframe on this volume, if you hit Command, you see a little plus sign come up on your pointer, and click on that line, you're going to create a keyframe. Now we'll go to the end of the video and do the same thing and just drag that keyframe down and all the way to the end. Now we've got a music fade out at the end. Now on to the export. One thing that you'll need to do is to go to the beginning of your video and hit I for input, and go to the end of your video and hit O for output. Now, when you go to render your video, it's only going to render the in point and the out point. So let's go to render. We'll hit File, Export, Media. Command M is also the export media shortcut. So we'll hit that. It'll open this window here. This is the default settings that it exports in. So you can just go ahead and either export or hit Q. If you hit Q, then it will open up in a program called Media Encoder. And then once it's in Media Encoder, we'll hit play. And that video is off to being finished. Welcome to my epic tutorial intro. This is a very meta video within a video to draw interest and create some highlights in this YouTube video. If this was a real video, this is where the content would go. I would talk about things that actually add value to the video right here. And this is what happens when I don't know what to say. I just tend to ramble or don't say anything at all, and it's very awkward for both of us. See what I mean? And that's the end of the super meta fictional tutorial video within a video. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it, guys. Hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a like. If you want to see more videos like this from me, subscribe to the channel and hit that bell icon so that you're notified every time I upload. Anyway, that's it for this video, guys. We'll see you in the next one.